Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Banu Kisworo. Today, I would like to present our paper. In this paper title is How does chemistry of rare earth metals complex can enhance system thinking ability? A qualitative content analysis study. United Nations Sustainable Development Goals document for a sustainability framework with an international reach in which chemistry plays an essential role in shaping steps for action in the coming decade. Chemistry connects to the UN SDGs not just through the environmental goals, but also through the society, clean energy, ensuring people health, well-being, and economic growth is achieved through innovation of sustainable and responsible. Because of this, involvement of chemistry in addressing sustainable challenges. The urgency of the challenges compel educators to take a step back and look at potential options to address the environmental and society interface with chemistry meaningfully while retaining systematic and deep engagement with core disciplinary ideas, cross-cutting concepts, and the practice of science. So it is important to require system thinking. Optimizing system thinking in chemical practice equal to shaping sustainable future life. Because system thinking is emphasizes students to improve their identification skill, analysis skill, and predict skill. System thinking is important to implicate the synthesis of chemistry rare earth. Rare earth metal is one of the strategic mineral of abundance in nature is still very limited. The advantage of rare earth metal includes durable, recyclable, and recharging properties, thereby reducing the remaining material waste. Its environmentally green chemistry has made more and more industries use rare earth metal as raw material and have begun to abandon chemicals that cause a lot of waste. Connecting to the concept of rare earth with sustainable challenges for the future requires system thinking. The synthetic product of chemistry of rare earth coordination complex can be utilized in the environmental, social, and economic aspect. The coordination complex compound analyzed has properties as future-based green chemistry materials. For example, permanent magnets reduce the risk of chemical waste that can damage the environment. Chemical products obtained from the synthesis of chemistry complex compounds have green chemistry properties. The use the use of material-based green chemistry prioritizes the safety and security of human life in the world to be more secure. The method used was qualitative content analysis, inductive literature review types. First step, material collection. Collecting material that is relevant to the theme of the study and limited based on certain criteria. The material collected is material that is often used a reference material. Second step, search for related papers. Searching for scientific literatures that contain a clear conceptual among the material that have been collected. And the third step, descriptive analysis. Describe the formal aspect of the material that has been studied, such as the background, research methodology, or research result. In the fourth step, category selection. Categorization was chosen for the initial arrangement of important concept in content analysis. The selected category has field of study that is related to other main field. And the last step, interpreting result of the literature review. The material is analyzed and selected based on the predetermined structural dimension and categorization. The interpretation of result is able to identify research gaps. At the stage of determining the category or coding in the material analysis step, it is carried out through three phases. Organizing the analysis into the first category, phase one. It is so look like little and generalizing a number of categories. Phase two, and we can add categories so it's look more large area. And finally, rejecting a number of irrelevant categories. Phase three. Literature search is carried out using the published or buried software by determining the keyword that most frequently appears chemistry of rare earth coordination complex. We can see in table 1, neither the initial search and the refinement search use literature source with keyword of chemistry of rare earth coordination complex. In the initial search, 137 articles were found, while in the refinement search, 5 articles were found. There were 3 book chapters found in the initial search, and while refinement search obtained 1 book chapter. There were 3 monographs found in the initial search, and while refinement search obtained 1 monograph. The literature that will be collected is based on clear information about the year's publication, title, type of literature source, and publisher. We can see in table 2, relevant literature on the literature that analyzes is relevant literature on the chemistry of rare earth coordination complexes for sustainability. Table 2 show that the literature that analyzed is 5 years interval for publication years. All of title are chemistry of rare earth coordination complexes. 3 types literature that have been analyzed. There were article, chapter, and monograph. Publisher consists of Elsevier, Taylor and Francis, and Willie V.C.H. Each literature is coding to make it easier to analyze. Based on the result of the qualitative content analysis, several categories were found that often appear in article, monographs, and book chapter. Material collection. It's collected 137 articles, 3 monographs, and 3 book chapters. Short for related papers, literature selected obtained 5 articles, 1 book chapter, and 1 monograph. Describe the result of search method, descriptive analysis, explain the formal aspect of the material that has been studied to obtain categories. Category selection. Categorization was chosen for the initial arrangement of important concept in content analysis. Qualitative content analysis must have clear scope or area of study as well as be consistent with systematic analysis. This categorization includes synthesis, solubility, crystal structure, physicochemical properties, and application. The result of qualitative content analysis of each category in the literature of synthesis. A synthesis of rare earth metal coordination complex is carried modifying various ligands with different mole ratio. Solubility. The solubility test of coordination complex compound resulting from the synthesis of rare earth metal is very stable in polar solvent, and several complex compounds are influenced by its temperature, reaction time, metal charge, and functional group. The crystalline structure of the chemistry of rare earth coordination complex is in the form of monoclinic. Physicochemical properties are indicated by the appearance of emission spectra recorded at a certain wavelength. The application to electronic technology such as LED light, permanent magnet, optical spectroscopy, and equipment material in the medical field. Based on the result of qualitative content analysis on application chemistry of rare earth coordination complex, chemical products obtained from the synthesis of the chemistry of coordination complex compound have green chemistry properties and safe for the environment. And the use of material-based green chemistry priorities the safety, security of human life in the world to be more secure. This is in line the goals of the sustainable development of the United Nations program. Utilization of the coordination complex compound as a safe chemical in the technology industry to support increased economic income through sustainable technology industry activities. Discussion of the result study that rare earth metals as an opportunity as strategic product because it is used as a material in the manufacturing of magnetic, electronic, LED lighting. The advantage of rare earth metal include durable, recyclable, and recharging properties, reducing the remaining material waste. And the research trend in the last 5 years ago have shown research on the synthesis of chemistry of rare earth metal coordination complexes from various elements and various elements of the lanthanide groups. The important strength of the system thinking for bringing about the chemistry of rare earth coordination complex to save future life on the Earth. In synthesizing the chemistry of rare earth coordination complex, it begins with identifying the characteristic of the materials used, such as rare earth metals, then the coordination complex compound formation process. The ability to identify dynamic chemical bond interaction between the rare earth element as central metal and ligand as needed. Then the ability to activate the variable such as concentration, mole, temperature, pH, and etc., which relate to the action process, solubility properties, crystal structure, and photochemical and physicochemical properties. System thinking skill can be improved through the ability to make generalization when synthesizing chemistry of rare earth coordination complex with defined character. Further understanding of the component of what is not seen but affect the outcome of the synthesis. The most important system thinking process also lies in the ability to predict. The ability to predict must be pushed strongly to consider the character of the chemistry earth coordination complex. Either it contribute to safety for the environment, can be utilized for the community and as economic value. The chemistry of rare earth coordination complex can be applied to electronic technologies such as LED light, permanent magnet, optical spectroscopy, and equipment material in the medical field. The synthetic product of the chemistry of rare earth coordination complex can be utilized in the environment, social, and economic aspects. And so, system thinking as a bridge to associate the study chemistry of rare earth coordination complex with the principle of sustainability. Research in chemistry of rare earth coordination complex that is carried out continuously will further strengthen the system thinking ability. And the conclusion, the student of chemistry of rare earth the study of chemistry of rare earth coordination complex can strengthen system thinking skill through activities in the form of the ability to identify correlation between component, analyze, organize system component, and the ability to predict. In education, students through the learning process can hone and strengthen system thinking skill by conducting investigation into the rare earth metals coordination complex compound. Okay, this is my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.